Hello viewer, Tunji Tunde T is my name. You can call me Triple T. Do you have issues with writing lesson plan, teaching, or setting standard questions? Don't worry, I am here to take you through series of trainings and retrainings as the case may be. Maybe you just find yourself in the teaching profession without the necessary rudiments of what it takes to be a teacher. I assure you that by the time you go through this training, you are going to be better. You have better performance in delivering of your lessons. Stay with me. All you have to do is just to subscribe to this channel and hit the notification alert so that you can get subsequent episodes from us. Thank you. Today, I am going to teach you the rudiments of writing a lesson plan. The major work of teaching is actually done not in the classroom, but before you go to the classroom. Writing a lesson plan takes a lot of effort. A lot of people used to do it just for write it just for writing's sake. But I tell you that if you take your time to know what lesson plan is all about and know how to write it effectively, by the time you go to the classroom, boom, you are going to deliver wonderful lessons. There are some basic questions you're supposed to ask yourself or have at the back of your mind before writing a lesson plan. These questions will form the framework of a lesson plan. The first thing you should ask yourself is, what are the preliminaries of the lesson plan? That is the subject, the class, the date, the period, and the duration. Now, the next you're going to be asking is, who are you teaching? What do you want to teach? Why are you teaching? What will you teach? How will you evaluate your students after the lesson? Then finally, how do you engage them to go and study more? Now, this is essentially the framework of a lesson plan. By the time you are through with this, what you have done is to have prepared a lesson plan. This will take time, really, and the more you write lesson plans, the more your skills of writing it and the lesser time it will take you. So the preliminaries include the dates that you're going to write, the subject you're going to teach, the class you're going to teach, and the duration and period. So who are you teaching? Who you are teaching is to know your audience. What is their average age? Are they toddlers? Are they adults? Let me remind you that you may teach the same topic to adults and to toddlers, but the way you're going to present the lesson is different. So you must have it at the back of your mind, the age category of the children you want to teach. The next is the sex. Under the same, who are you teaching? Is it all boys or all girls? Boys have the way they reason. Girls have the way they reason. If you are teaching mixed multitude, you know that a mixed sex, you know that you have to carry both the boys and the girls along. After that, what do you want to teach? This is where the topic comes in. And there may be a bigger topic and a subtopic under it. You have to break it to teachable units by subtopics. So what is the main topic? What is the subtopic under the topic? And what are the instructional materials you want to use? Instructional materials can also be known as resource materials, or some people will just call it reference materials. In the next episode, I'm going to be telling you the difference between instructional material and teaching aid. Let's continue now. Teaching aid. Teaching aid is the physical thing you are going to bring into the classroom to enhance or reinforce learning. Let me discourage you from thinking this way, as many people do think, that the picture in your textbook is your teaching aid. No! The textbook is not a teaching aid. I told you we're going to deal with that in the next episode. So let me just continue now. The fourth one you're going to be asking is, why are you teaching? Why are you teaching? There is what we call the aim. Aim is the overall objective. That is to say, in a summary, what you stand to attain. After the aim, you may write it actually. In some cases, you may not need to write aim. But behavioral objective is very important. In fact, if I want to evaluate a teacher, if I pick up your lesson plan, I will just look at your teaching aid, your behavioral objective, and your evaluation. I will tell you the secrets later. So your behavioral objective can also be known as set objective, or some people will call it specific objective. I am going to dwell on that very much in the next episode. Remember, I told you I'll be telling you the difference between teaching aid and reference material or instructional material. I am also going to be telling you the difference between behavioral objective and evaluation. And I will tell you how to write behavioral objective. But for now, we are dealing with framework. Just leave it at that. The next is entry behavior. Entry behavior is normally an assumption of what your students know about the topic you are supposed to teach. It is not a review of a previous topic as some people used to think. No, that topic in question, let's say now you want to teach LCM. What do your children know about LCM? You're not going to be telling us about what the children already know about fraction. No, you're not going to be telling us about what the children know about whole number, odd numbers. What the children know about LCM. And there is this thing you must bear at the back of your mind. Don't think your students don't know anything about that topic before that lesson. There is something they know, and you must assume of what is common that they are likely to know. And the first thing you go to the classroom to do is to confirm your assumption. So the next one is, how will you teach? How will you teach? Do you just go into the classroom, bump on the children and begin to? No. There is an introduction. You must introduce your lesson. An introduction must vary. Some people have a monotonous way of teaching. In fact, a child can dictate everything you will say, right from the time you enter the classroom to the time you leave. No, it's not supposed to be so. We have varying methods of introducing your lesson. Sometimes it may even be an advert. For instance, I will just come into the classroom, I will tell you, hey, today we're going to be teaching, we're going to be learning about teaching first aid. For instance, first aid. Say, hey, my children, today our topic is an interesting one, is how to administer first aid. I assure you, by the time we finish this lesson, you will know one or two things to be able to do in first aid scenario, what to do when somebody is injured, when somebody suddenly falls sick, what is inside a first aid box. That is an introduction. You have to create an attention. You have to catch the audience. You have to sustain their interest. If your lesson is going to be interesting, it starts with introduction. The moment you have a monotonous introduction, you are likely not to catch the learner's attention. Hey, are we together? So the next one is presentation. How do you present your lessons? There are steps of teaching. It is built upon steps, and you have to recognize the steps. The textbook you are using builds topics on steps. For instance, definition of what you're going to teach, the types of the thing you're talking about, and so on. So this will be broken into presentation steps. Step 1, step 2, step 3, depending on what you are teaching, you create a conducive step for you to teach and end. Don't make it too long and don't make it too short. Just make it adequate to cover your behavioral objective. So this is where we're going to stop for today. Follow me in the next episode. I'm going to be talking on the points 5 to 8. Meanwhile, I will advise that you go back and study what we have learned today and try to draft something. And in the next class, I would conclude 5 to 8. After then, we are going to write an annotated lesson plan. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel Teach Me TV, and hit the notification alert so as to get subsequent episodes from us. I remain Tunji Tunde T. Triple T is my name. Thank you.